Bhutan's King Jigme Wangchuk is in India for a 3-day visit. The monarch's trip coming as a response to the invitation of the Indian President. It aims to bolster the bilateral relationship between the two sides. King Wangchuk is scheduled to hold his first meeting of the visit with the Indian External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar. The visit coming in the backdrop of a recent controversy with the Bhutanese Prime Minister allegedly taking a pro-China stance on the Doklam issue by calling China an equal stakeholder in the matter. The controversy further sparked outrage amid Bhutanese citizens who took to social media criticizing the outlets responsible. Bhutan and China are in the advanced stages of the boundary talks as part of a signed MOU in 2021. China claims a significant amount of territory of Bhutan's land as its own. Bhutan-China border talks are expected to be a part of discussions in New Delhi. King Wangchuk is accompanied by his foreign minister, along with other high-ranking officials from the regime. King Wangchuk is expected to meet the Indian President, along with holding high-level diplomatic talks with the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, with selected diplomats from both the sides. India's External Affairs Ministry has also emphasized upon the unique ties of friendship and cooperation between Bhutan and India, with an intention to advance bilateral partnership along with cooperation on development, cooperation in terms of development and economic growth. India has consistently been Bhutan's top trading partner and source of FDI in the country. And the pandemic saw further bolstering of ties after India became the first nation to send medical aid to the country. Apart from 13 consignments of medical supplies, India also provided the country with homegrown Covishield vaccines. And for more on this, we have our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal, joining us live from New Delhi. Siddhant, what is the latest in terms of that meeting that is expected to start between the King and the Indian External Affairs Minister? And what are the expectations as far as this visit overall is concerned?
Well, the visit of the King of Bhutan is part of the high-level engagement between India and Bhutan. The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi was in Bhutan in 2019. The Indian External Affairs Minister was in the Himalayan Kingdom in 2019, 2022. We saw the Indian Foreign Secretary being in the country earlier this year. There have been visits from Bhutan, including by the Prime Minister of Bhutan and also by the King last year. It was a transit visit while he was going to UK. But essentially, we know that this visit, while it is part of a normal bilateral high-level engagement between the two sides, it is coming in the backdrop of the comments by the Bhutanese Prime Minister. Now, there has been clarification by the Bhutanese Prime Minister, the issue regarding the Doklam and, of course, the border issue when it comes to China. That, of course, is overshadowing the visit of the King of Bhutan. In fact, the King of Bhutan will be meeting with the Indian Prime Minister tomorrow and with the Indian President as well. Essentially, we have to wait for the readout both from the Indian side and the Bhutanese side that whether the border issues with China was part of this conversation between India and Bhutan. As you asked about the meeting with the Indian External Affairs Minister, it's due to start shortly. But essentially, we know that while the border issue with China is a worrisome development for both India and for Bhutan, there are other pillars to this relationship. There's connectivity, there is focus on space as well. We saw the ISRO chief recently visiting Bhutan, and of course there has been a long-standing relationship between India and Bhutan almost in every sphere possible, whether it's hydroelectric or whether it's people to people.
Right, we're leaving it there for the moment, Siddhant. Thanks very much, and of course we will be tracking those developments as far as that visit is concerned very closely. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.